I don't care what people think. I'm coming to this fight to win. That's it. Being in the UFC for me is the only opportunity. I know I've got to prove myself. The UFC is going to challenge Brock Lesnar. It really comes down to now, can Brock Lesnar fight? The people are starving to see a true heavyweight. I'm going to fight my way to the top and try to be that guy.
I think Brock Lesnar needs to worry less about what people think about him in the WWE and his reputation, but be more concerned about what's going to happen inside the octagon.
Can he finish him to death? Oh my! Nice ankle. Let it go, let it go. He's out. It's all over. Frank Mir is back.
Frank Mir is in my way. I'm at the national tournament, and it's the first round, baby, and here we go.
I have to give him the nod. He's going to be the stronger wrestler. I mean, the guy wasn't just a good collegiate Division I wrestler. He was a champion. I just have to outstrike him. This is the real thing. There's no substitute. This is not a college wrestling match.
The first thing that's going to go through Frank's mind is holy this guy is legit.
Keep firing off submissions and keeping him off his toes and make him uncomfortable that if he does survive the submissions, he wants to get back up to his feet. Make him choose his poison. Does he want to get knocked out or does he want to get broken?
I can just picture his eyeballs getting big as I dump him on his head and he doesn't know where the hell he's at.
I want to rip the skin off his face. I want him to feel abused. I want his lungs to cave in. I want him to taste his own blood going down his throat. I want him to feel pain for stepping anywhere near me.
Knock him on his ass, mount him, and pound his head in the mat.
My ability to win this fight is to put him to sleep, either with a choke or with a punch. So it makes for a pretty exciting fight.
It's been a long time. Been a long time coming. It's like the devil in the room. But you know, there's no turning back now. This is what makes me. This is what I am, feel me? People hate me now. QB. But I won't stop now. 'Cause I can't stop now. Bring on. People hate me now. Come on. But I won't stop now. 'Cause I can't stop now.
Tell you one thing, Mike. One thing I'm noticing about Frank here right now is he looks calm and he looks confident. He looked very lean at the weigh-ins. He looked in shape. Very lean at 255 pounds, which is a great sign, which means he's been training. And that has, as we said before, really been the only knock on Frank is that he hasn't 100% dedicated himself to being a professional MMA fighter the way some of the other guys have, like a Sean Sherk or, you know, many guys before him like Randy Couture. He's an incredibly talented guy and a very intelligent guy, very strategic guy. His jiu-jitsu is top-notch, a true, legitimate black belt in jiu-jitsu, and not just in the top position like a lot of heavyweights are. He's one of the unusual heavyweights that works very well from the bottom. With most guys, it's easy in training to get, when you're that big, 255 pounds, to get a guy on their back. So most people, that's where their game develops. They're good at being dominant. They're good at being in top. But he has had the clarity to see that there's going to be times he's going to be fighting wrestlers, and what he's really got to be good at is fighting off his back, and that's his specialty.
He was very motivated by this matchup against Brock Lesnar. Frank Mir knows that Brock Lesnar was a national champion, so he knows how to train mentally and physically. He knows he's a very dominant takedown master. He's very respectful of Brock, and he said at the press conference on Thursday, it actually made him work harder knowing the challenge he's up against tonight.
Well, you know what? Brock is a very high-profile opponent as well, and Frank, you know, he's the former heavyweight champion. He went through a real rough road coming back. He had some fights where he wasn't 100% prepared, and a win over Brock Lesnar erases all that. If he can destroy Brock Lesnar and end the hype train right now, it'll put him right back in line for contention for a shot at the heavyweight title.
He brought in some new people, had a great camp, perhaps his best ever, brought in an Olympic wrestler to put him in places to see how a wrestler would react. Frank Mir worked the rubber guard recently with Eddie Bravo. At one point, Frank Mir was considered the future of the division. And at 28 years old, he believes that his future will once again contain the heavyweight belt.
Well, as a heavyweight, he's still very young. He's still got a world of potential. He hasn't taken too many beatings. Who knows? We're going to find out a lot tonight.
Born in Webster, South Dakota, now lives in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, trains at the same camp as Sean Sherk, went down to the Milicic camp to train for a few days. You cannot discount the size and power of this world-class athlete.
When you see Brock Lesnar, you think of a guy, a character in a movie that's the heavyweight cage fighting champion. I mean, that's what he looks like. Just brought in straight by central casting. Ripped and shredded at almost 300 pounds of solid muscle. Powerful wrestler with hands so big, as we stated before, the regular XXL gloves didn't fit him. They had to make bigger gloves for this guy. He's got two canned hands for fists. We just don't know what he's capable of doing yet in the UFC. He looks poised, he looks focused. We know if you've seen the UFC All Access special on him, he goes through an unbelievably rigorous training regime that's just like Sean Sherk. And he moves like Sean Sherk, except at over 100 pounds heavier. So many questions, so much pressure on this man, and we're going to find out a lot in a couple of minutes.
He was a junior college national champion at Bismarck State College, a four-time All-American at Minnesota, two-time Big Ten champion. He was the 2000 national champion at heavyweight, and he enters the octagon, Brock Lesnar. That is one big dude. Kurt Angle, the TNA World Champion, here to support his buddy, the Olympic champion. Frank Mir. Could he take this fight and turn it into a standing battle? Will he be able to avoid being taken down by Brock Lesnar? Karate background for Mir. Lesnar is ready. He feels he is going to make a statement. And all his men are here to support him. The Undertaker, here at the Mandalay Bay Event Center tonight. Our tale of the tape for this highly anticipated heavyweight matchup, brought to you by Harley-Davidson, the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon. Lesnar 38, Lesnar 30, Mir 28. Both are 6'3". Lesnar weighed in at 265, but he's much bigger now, and he will have a 2-inch reach advantage. Everyone wants to know if Brock Lesnar can truly be a world-class mixed martial artist, including Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bruce Buffer with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Sponsored by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, the official beer of the UFC, Mickey's Get Stung. And now, 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 10 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 255 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, ladies and gentlemen, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Mir. Now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 1 win with no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Fighting out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, he is a 4-time All-American and NCAA wrestling champion. And tonight, he makes his Octagon debut. Ladies and gentlemen, the former WWE Superstar, Brock Lesnar! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
All right, this is it. Well, we will have a clean, fair fight. You need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times, and let's hook them up. Good luck.
Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir, his beautiful bride, Reina, formerly Sable in the WWE, here to support her husband tonight. Will he be the next big thing in the world of mixed martial arts? He is facing one of the best of all time. And here we go! How long will it take for Lesnar to go for a takedown? About 5 seconds! He's in half guard.
Frank Mir working towards the sweep. He's got his arm underneath the leg, the free leg of Lesnar.
The big question is,
He's taking
will
some punches
Lesnar
here.
just overpower Mir? Wait a second. Mazzagatti steps in.
In the back of the head.
He hits you in the back of the head. There's a timeout call.
Stand up.
Just a timeout.
1 point. 1
Oh
point.
my goodness, they take a point away from Lesnar with a strike to the back of the head.
Wow.
Right over there, Brock. You
No
can't hit
warning.
the back.
Interesting.
You can see it in the replay here. Here's the shot to the back of the head. Just one shot, you know, while Mir turned away.
Exactly.
I think that...
Might have got a second one in, Joe. I saw in the replay. Let's see if he goes for
body
another
kick
quick
by Mir.
takedown.
Good leg kick by Mir.
Oh, he rocks Frank Mir. Lesnar.
He's in a dominant position now. Mir's in a lot of trouble.
Quickly. Mir is in trouble.
He's spinning around on him. Hammer fist
Lesnar
over and over
pounding
again.
away. Mir almost had the arm. Lesnar can't get too overconfident.
Lesnar's got to be very careful. Mir has a very dangerous guard.
He is teeing off, though, Brock Lesnar is.
But he's stuck inside the guard of Frank Mir.
Oh, big elbow.
He's got to be
Going
careful.
for the
Get his arm out
arm
of there.
Lesnar, back up.
It's going to be very difficult for him to pass the guard of Frank Mir. It's a very unusual guard. He's going for a footlock. He's going to hold the leg.
Lesnar!
He's going to hit it. He's
Over! Frank Mir defeats Brock Lesnar!
I just have to say right now that David Terrell called this last night. A fighter who fights in the WEC said, if Mir is going to catch him, the way he's going to catch him is with a footlock. He said traditionally wrestlers have always had that disadvantage. Wow. That's a big victory for Frank Mir.
Brock brought it.
Let's take a look at the action again. Now Frank, utilizing his very unusual guard. See, spins to that leg, grabs a hold of it, pins it, and puts a deep knee bar. Brock Lesnar forced the tap.
Mir took some serious shots.
There are so few heavyweights that have such an agile guard. And here he gets it, he flips him over, locks a hold of it, pulls it in deep, and Brock Lesnar forced to submit. Huge victory for Frank Mir.
Bruce Buffer has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 30 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to a knee bar, Frank Mir!
He went for the arm twice, finally finished it as he caught the leg.
To my friend Forrest Tackett, who passed away way premature. I miss you, I love you, I got your family.
Now, Frank, first of all, congratulations. And before I even do this interview, I have to say, I got to give props to David Terrell from the WEC because he called this exactly. I talked to him last night, and I said, what do you think about the fight? He goes, Mir's going to footlock him. He's going to get him in a leg lock or a footlock.
Yeah, you see I went for a couple armbar attempts. Look at the guy's arms. I knew his legs were a little leaner, so I tacked out on a big guy. The neck and the legs are what's always vulnerable.
It's been such a tough few years from you, from losing the title, the motorcycle accident, to all this. How awesome does this victory feel tonight?
Feels spectacular, especially since I threw that leg kick and fell down. Let's face it, I had Brock Lesnar, you see the beast over there, dropping elbows on my head, and I still pulled through and grabbed the submission.
Well, you've always been known as having one of the best guards in the division, and let's take a look at it why, and that's Mickey Replay. Talk us through this here.
Here I was going for, he pulled out of the armbar earlier, so that time Mark Lehman showed me that. When he pulls out of the armbar, the legs stay stationary. I switched to a knee bar. It was actually kind of a loose knee bar. His knee was coming out. That's why I put it behind and just drove into it.
Well, beautiful technical display of jiu-jitsu. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again.
Isabella, I see you.
Frank Mir, ladies and gentlemen.
His daughter Isabella in attendance here tonight. Big win for Papa. Brock Lesnar congratulates him. And Joe will visit with Brock Lesnar.
All right, I'm here with Brock. Brock, first of all, I'm sure you're disappointed. It's your first fight in the UFC. Things happen, right?
Lots of love.
Well, this is a tremendous endeavor for you. This is a big undertaking to step out from pro wrestling and to step into MMA, and a big task in fighting a former UFC heavyweight champion in your first fight. Talk to us about the fight.
Well, I came out trying to pressure Frank. We knew in the past that maybe we questioned his heart, and I was just trying to get a bunch of shots in on him. Left my leg there. We've been practicing that. It's like, you know, you go back to the drawing board every day in the workout room. No excuses. He's a top-notch jiu-jitsu guy. He got me tonight. He's a better fighter.
Now, this is your new career path. This is what you've dedicated yourself to. This is not the end of Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely not. No. You know, you win some and you lose some. I'd like to win them all, but you can't.
Well, that's a great attitude, and we are happy to have you here in the UFC and look forward to seeing you again. Brock Lesnar, ladies and gentlemen.
Pure class. Brock Lesnar, at only 30 years old, he has the opportunity to truly be a factor in the world of mixed martial arts. He came in, he bit off a huge challenge in a former heavyweight champion, one of the greatest heavyweight jiu-jitsu practitioners of all time, and Brock punished him early. The fight was stopped for a moment. Brock took him down again. Looked like Frank was in trouble. Armbar attempt, boom. Absolutely spectacular submission for that man. Frank Mir, once considered the future of the division, could once again be the future of the division. Take a look at it one more time. Frank stayed calm. He was under a full attack, a full arsenal. And Lesnar knew he was in trouble. When Mir grabbed his leg, he tried to rip the leg out quickly. He couldn't. And look at the expression on Mir's face. Everything he owns, heart and body, to finish this fight. And he did. Brock tried to hold off. He knew he was in trouble because he looked for the tap early. Then he definitively said, I will come back another day. And Frank Mir says, watch out, heavyweight titleists. I'm coming for my belt again. What a fight between the heavyweights, Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar.